My first question to you is an obvious question. The protocol, which was essentially broken when you received the Indian Prime Minister at the airport, and that traditional welcome, it has been the biggest story in India, and something that has been very viral as well. What is your thoughts about that essentially, and what is the idea behind it? I mean, to follow that Indian tradition.
Well, firstly, it's not an exclusive Indian tradition. We come from a Melanesian society where we welcome elders with respect and give them respect where it is deserved. This sort of welcome is not an ordinary welcome. It's not an everyday welcome to a guest. For me, as Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea, acknowledging that Prime Minister Modi is a senior person, Prime Minister Modi leads the biggest democracy by population in a top 5 economy. He could have completely ignored Papua New Guinea and Pacific and passed us by. For him to choose to spend almost a day with us here in Port Moresby, visiting Port Moresby, and to meet the Pacific Island leaders where I would be co-hosting that meeting with him, I felt it proper for me to receive him myself at the airport and give respect to a senior global statesman who was visiting Papua New Guinea for the first time.
But in the larger Pacific, the Pacific countries, the role they played, the geostrategic role they play, if you can talk about that, especially in the vision of the Indo-Pacific. Now, India backs the Indo-Pacific vision. How do you see Pacific countries playing an important role in this vision?
Well, Pacific country, our airspace and the sea space is quite substantial, as I did make mention earlier. And so we are caught in the middle of the different blocks of nations, whether it is actually physical space on the world map or blocks of nations by ideology and worldviews. And with our own consolidation of relations with India gives us the third realm, as I said, third perspective, third block, third next group of nations leadership. And India has emerged in that space so that we dilute the two-way street and congestion that is happening at the international politics level, where it's either the East and West divide from the traditional definition of East and West. Pacific is now contributing into this picture, led by PNG. Pacific nations speak from an existential threat that is facing us. Sea level rise, climate change is giving huge threat to small island states. And we come on the table from this existential threat to beg and speak to big global leaders. Hear the small people, hear the small nations. As we all say in this space together, and we live together. And for PNG and Pacific, we see India as a strong, good partner to bring our advocacies to G7, G20, to the industrialized nations, and to the world family of nations in conversations that is really important and closer to our heart, especially.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for speaking to WION. Thank you, sir.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.